that is full of what you like doing, than a long life spent in a miserable way.
Hey, come on, yeah. I don't want the pain, cause I don't want a two-step with me, come on. Two-step with me, come on. You would tell actually 1, 2, 3, talk to him. Man, I come to this game, man, to change your brain. Man, I come to
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So we're just gonna hop right onto this video. So we are going to start off with creating the crack mask look. So I am just drawing little triangles just on the side that's going to separate the eyeshadow look from the actual mask, and there is literally no rhyme or reason to this. But for the outer part, make sure you don't go all the way to the hairline, just because we are wearing a mask, so we will be doing some shading and shadowing. So for the eyeshadow, I went in with the LA Colors lipstick. I'm not sure what color this is. I will leave it in the description box below, but we are just using that as a base. And then I'm going in with the NYX Licorice Lane palette, and I am taking the darkest red shade in the palette, and I'm using this as a transition color. So the next shade I'm going in with is in the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I am taking this dark red shade, and I'm going to throw this all over the lid. Make sure you blend this color into the transition color as well, just so we can have a nice gradient. Also, I didn't show this part in the video, but I did add glitter to the lid just to give it a little va-va-boom situation, so it's not like super boring. So we're going to now work on the drips. The drips were the hardest part and probably the longest part of this video. So I'm just taking any concealer. I'm actually going in with the LA Colors concealer in the shade Toast and Caramel, and I am using this to create the drips. Honestly, I really don't know how to explain this part of the video, so you're really just going to have to watch what I do and mimic everything I do. So just watch this part. So to eliminate some of the red above the drip, just go in with your concealer and kind of blend it, because we want this to be all one tone to make it seem like our skin is dripping onto our eyelid. So I did add some shading with a black color and that dark burgundy shade. As you can see, most of the shading is within the crevices of the drips. So just focus the darker shadows in the crevice of the drips, and then the highlighted areas, you're going to focus them on the actual drips, and make sure the highlight is on the same side for each drip. Basically just finish off that part of the face with foundation, concealer, your basic makeup routine, but you're only putting it on that small section of the eye. So now we're going to move on to the actual important part of this video. So I am just outlining how I want the mask to go. Like I said, do not take this all the way to the hairline, because we will be doing some shading. So I'm going in with the same palette that I went in for the Papa Legba video. Definitely go check that video out if you haven't done so. And we're just going to paint the entire mask white. So to decrease the patchiness of the white, I went in with almost like a paintbrush, and then I'm going to blend it out with a beauty sponge. That's how I got the most opaque and smooth application. So now we're going to move on to the eye. So I'm just outlining the eye, just creating a circle around my natural eye, and we're just going to paint it all black. So I really do like the paint from this particular palette. Once it's in place, it does not move. I actually went to a meeting with this entire makeup look on, and it did not move for the entire meeting. So this is basically how you should look so far. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start adding a little bit of depth within the mask. If you notice, Jason's mask is not all white, so we're just kind of dirtying the mask up to make it a little bit more realistic and to make it seem like we literally was out here just massacring people. So for the eye, I'm focusing most of the shading under the eye because we still want to give that depth to make it seem like there's, you know how when you wear a mask, you have your eye and then there's a lifted area where it calls shadowing. That's what we're creating right here. I'm drawing a black line under the eye, but leaving some white space to make it seem like it's kind of giving that shadow effect. So after you have shaded, make sure you go in with the white paint just to add a little bit more of the highlight. So I already know what you're thinking, like, girl, when did you do all this stuff? So my camera had died, so I'm just going to show you on the top strap how I achieved the rest of the shading. So to achieve the straps, especially on the top strap by my forehead, you're going to create two concave lines, and then for the straps by my ears, you're going to create two convex lines. So concave, the hump is facing up, and convex, the hump is facing down. So you're basically just going to do the same thing you did for under the eye, creating depth with the eyeshadow. So I took a chocolate brown, a brown black, and then a black eyeshadow and just created depth with those colors. For the strap, make sure you leave a little bit of the white space to make it seem like the strap is, you know, kind of loosened and like kind of lifted. And then for the silver button, I took some silver paint on the back of a makeup brush and just stamped it on my forehead. So for the red marks on the face, we are going to create two triangular shapes. However, the side where the mask is broken, we're only going to do the bottom part of the triangle, and then just make sure these parts are even. I had a little technical difficulty with this part, okay, but just make sure they're even. And then for the top red design at the top, I literally thought of like a Nike swoosh, so that's kind of like what I did right here. For the holes on the mask, I'm taking the same makeup brush, the back of it, and we just added black face paint. And we're just going to create the holes. Honestly, you're just going to have to watch this part as well because there is a technique to how you do the holes because you don't want too many holes. Continuing with the shading and to make the holes a little bit more sunken in, we are doing the same technique that we did for the entire mask, taking the chocolate brown, the brown black, and then the actual black, and we are just shading around the holes, leaving a little bit of the white space, kind of how we did the eye, so it looks more sunken in. So now we are just adding the highlight around each hole. You're going to do this for every hole, so be patient with this entire makeup look. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. If you are new to my channel, join the B.O.M B Squad because we are the realest squad on the internet. Also, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment box below. But I look forward to seeing y'all in my next Halloween tutorial. Bye guys.